This week on Wake Up Whitewater, we'll take a look at the Housing Reception of Excellence Awards.
We'll look at the behind the scenes of our UWW-TV news update.
All this and more on Wake Up Whitewater.
Broadcasting from Conover Studio at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, this is Wake Up Whitewater.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Whitewater. I'm Kayla C. alongside Alex Lindblom and Justice Brazelton. Spring Splash is this weekend. It's a big celebration amongst the whole city. I know that for you guys, it's your first Spring Splash. Are you excited?
I'm super excited, yeah. Spring Splash, I kind of saw it as an opportunity to see some friends who I've not seen from back home in a while. This past week, I was like, hey, Spring Splash is this weekend. If you guys want to come up to Whitewater, we could hang out. It would be a pretty good get-together, like a glorified get-together. And they were all on board with the idea, so I'm super excited for it. Seeing friends I haven't seen in a long time. And for my first one, I'm just overall excited.
I'm excited as well. I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm along for the ride. I feel like it's one last hurrah weekend before everybody locks down in their rooms or their study rooms for finals. So I'm excited.
Yeah, Spring Splash is a really good time. It's very chaotic. There's a lot of, I remember lawn games. I have 3 Spring Splashes under my belt, but I will be skipping this one out since I have to move that day with the moving trucks and the way that the time was for that. So that's sad, but I'm glad that you guys will be there, and I hope that you guys have fun. And, to anyone who's listening, who's planning on going, I just want you guys to stay safe, and if you need help, don't be afraid to ask, right? There's always people who are looking out for you. And I know that you attended the Make a Difference Day.
Yes, this past weekend. So Make a Difference Day is basically just a really big community service, give back to your community kind of day. People that kind of are involved in it are Greek organizations are a big one, and just campus groups basically get together, and some of them made dog treats for the community, and some of them did a little bit of gardening, planted some flowers, especially when it's spring, flowers are starting to bloom. And then a little bit of trash pickup, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's basically, and it also kind of takes place around Earth Day, and I think that kind of adds to it, giving back to where you came from, giving back to your community. But yeah, it's a very big community service, especially for me being in a Greek organization. It was a very big time to get your community service hours in, because that's another big one for Greek organizations, is having a certain amount of time you need every semester for community service, and that was a really big time for people to do that. But yeah, overall, it was an awesome experience, and I cannot wait to do it next year.
Well, that's so awesome that you guys are coming together to do things for the community. We're in the middle of spring and summer is coming up. How are you prepping for that?
Yeah, I feel like right now is a big time. Summer is approaching. There's a lot more sun outside, thankfully. Everybody's outside, taking walks, doing homework outside. And I feel like it's just a great time, whether to take care of your mental health, your physical health, do a little glow up, self-care. So yeah, I feel like this time of year is just really, really great for that. And yeah. Yeah,
well, your lashes are looking good. If that
thank
was
you.
a part of your preparation. Yeah, I think that the winter and fall, brings this kind of seasonal depression, and I'm glad that everyone seems to be in such a better mood.
Love to show you what it's like to be a war hawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a war hawk
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
I'm Alexandra George, and this is your UWW-TV news update. More severe weather is expected to hit southern Wisconsin this week. It is expected that if severe storms develop, they will be capable of producing damaging winds, isolated tornadoes, isolated hail, and moderate to heavy rainfall. This may lead to extended or increased river, urban, and lowland flooding. Keep an eye on the weather to ensure you are prepared for any condition this week. UW-Whitewater is gearing up to host this summer's Special Olympics for the 4th year in a row. The state summer games are slated for June 4th through June 6th at UW-Whitewater's indoor and outdoor athletic facilities, including Perkins Stadium and the Catchell Fieldhouse. With construction at Rex Foster Track beginning this summer, UWW is working to find an alternative location for the track and field events. The Special Olympics is a global movement providing year-round sports training and athletic competition for children and adults with intellectual disabilities. Founded in 1968, it features over 30 Olympic types, summer and winter sports for millions of athletes each year. And we'll have more news on UWW-TV right after this.
All right, who's next?
The next candidate is Willie Warhawk.
Okay, Willie, let me help you get set up here.
All right, you can tell Willie to start reading whenever he's ready. That's great. Cut.
Great job, Willie. Thank you for coming in today. We'll be in touch.
Next!
Europa Designs, a company that has been in business for nearly 40 years, creates the infamous Warhawk Welcome Week shirts each year for incoming freshmen and transfer students. Recently, Chancellor Corey A. King and UW-Whitewater mascot Willie Warhawk visited the downtown business. The company is proudly owned by a UW-Whitewater alumnus and has maintained a long-standing partnership with the university. To view the full episode, visit University of Wisconsin-Whitewater's YouTube page. The social media campaign Hired Before Graduation starts this week with drop-in sessions in the UC, room 275. If you are a graduating student who has earned a job, gotten accepted into graduate school, or started a business before walking the stage, you are eligible to participate in this campus tradition. Sessions begin on Thursday, April 30th from 2:30 in the afternoon until 6:30 in the evening. To see next week's open session times and to view past graduates' photos, visit uww.edu/hired. For more news and other updates, tune into uwwtv.org. I'm Alexandra George, and this has been your news update on UWW-TV.
We're here today at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater's University Center for the Housing Reception of Excellence Awards, which recognizes students who have made an impact on campus housing.
It was a night of celebration at UW-Whitewater as students, staff, and leaders who work for UW Housing gathered in the University Center for the annual Housing Reception of Excellence Awards. The event recognizes resident assistants and housing staff who have made a lasting impact, not just through programs and events, but through the everyday work of supporting students.
It's an end-of-the-year celebration that recognizes all of their hard work, all of their accolades, and everything they've worked through the entire academic year.
And that work often goes far beyond what people can see, from building community to handling serious student concerns.
Our work isn't always easy. Students with mental health issues and suicide ideation, hate bias incidents, sexual misconduct cases, and to be able to just kind of exhale and celebrate the fun, I think that's really impactful and powerful.
And despite those challenges, the connections formed in housing can last a lifetime.
Seeing all of that in our hard work as, RAs, ACDs, CDs, kind of like come together, that's our night, that's the day we celebrate all they did. And, I'm really proud of my staff, so winning that award's just, it was kind of like, not only for me, but for them and all the ladies I've had before, to kind of celebrate all the work that we did together.
From first-year residents to student leaders, housing helps turn buildings into communities.
It brings all the RAs and everyone on staff together, and we can really appreciate everyone, and it's a really good way that the staffs can kind of come together and appreciate each other and bond.
Creating friendships that extend far beyond campus. For many, the night is about recognizing growth, especially for students who started the year trying to find their place.
I am just in awe of all of the great work that our students do, and this has been a challenging year for many students and student staff in our buildings. We had so many students to take care of, and finally seeing that kind of come to a conclusion in such a positive way is just very heartwarming and makes me feel like we're going to end the year on a positive note.
At UW-Whitewater, I'm Peyton Walls reporting for UWW-TV News.
The Children's Center on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where children learn through play. At the Children's Center, learning comes alive through curiosity and play. The Children's Center, where we are cultivating curiosity and fostering futures. Contact us for a tour or enroll today.
The UW-Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
This is For the Health of It. I'm Nora Hooper. Today, we'll be discussing something you can't always see, but you're breathing every second: air quality. From pollution outdoors to what's inside your home, the air around us has a direct impact on our lungs, hearts, and overall health.
Air quality is a measure of how healthy or clean the air is, so taking into account the pollution out there, it's a way for us to visually see, is it healthy and safe for us to be outside, or are there lots of things in the air that maybe we should limit our time outside or stay indoors.
Many of you might be wondering, what causes poor air quality, and how do experts track it to provide the warnings and reliable information we can trust?
Ozone is a big thing, and that's why another reason in the summer we'll see higher numbers. So both sunlight as well as the heat contribute to like the formation of ground ozone, and that's one thing that they look at in looking at air quality, and then different pollutants too. People having fires even, you know, in the summertime we have a lot of fires, so driving vehicles, the wildfires, just the weather itself. There are so many different things that contribute, and they look at different components of.
You may have noticed air quality alerts popping up on your phones more often. But what do those warnings actually mean for your health?
So it means that there are things in the air that are can cause short-term and long-term health issues for us. So short-term, you might notice you go outside and you feel a little short of breath, your eyes start watering, your throat gets scratchy. And long-term, it can lead to issues like development of asthma and even heart disease, stroke. So both short-term, I don't feel good right now, as well as long-term health impacts.
When thinking about air quality in your health, it's important to understand the rating system and what levels are considered safe for you. Each category on the scale signals a different level of concern, and with that, different risks, especially for more vulnerable groups. This scale is known as the Air Quality Index, or AQI.
Good is from 0 to 50, and then moderate is 51 to 100. So acceptable, but there's risk for some people. And then you get to the 100 to 150, or 101 to 150 rather, unhealthy for sensitive groups. 151 to 200 is just unhealthy, and then 201 to 300 is very unhealthy, and over 301 is hazardous.
Air quality doesn't impact everyone in the same way. Some groups are more vulnerable when conditions worsen. That's why it's important to consider your own health and take steps to protect yourself and those around you before heading outside.
So there are definitely more susceptible populations. So people who have heart disease, asthma already, they're going to be more sensitive and at higher risk. Also children, teenagers who have developing lungs also breathe more per pound, apparently, I learned. So they are going to be at higher risk. Elders as well, so people 65 and older. So it really depends on what's going on with the air quality. There are points where it's just bad for anybody to be out there. So whether you have no health conditions or you have a lot of health conditions, you should really try to avoid or limit your time outdoors. And there are other times where if you're healthy, you're probably fine to be outside, but if you have other issues or are particularly sensitive, you should definitely avoid.
Air quality is something we often can't see, but it can have a real impact on our health. Staying informed, understanding the risks, and taking simple precautions can make a big difference. As air quality alerts become more common, experts say awareness is key to keeping everyone safe and healthy. Let's make a better world, just for the health of it. I'm Nora Hooper.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Welcome to Roomies!
I'm Betsabe Ramos. I'm the producer of the News Update.
I'm Alexandra George, and I am the host of the News Update.
Yeah, so the News Update is a 3 to 4 minute news segment that is produced weekly here at UWW-TV, and it's truly about just news that's happening on and off campus. So we try to focus on Whitewater and engaging with the students and the community. Typically we have 4 to 5 long stories in one episode, and we truly focus in on what's going on with the student body, what's going on in town, even what's going on throughout the state. So for example, this past week we had a lot of storms, so we covered that on the news this week.
Last week, Wisconsin and surrounding states experienced once-in-a-decade storms causing flooding and heavy rainfall in many areas. Whitewater has seen a total of 9 inches of rain this month, while the Madison area experienced hailstorms that left many cars without windshields.
I am an electronic media major, and I just feel like this is a great way to gain experience, hands-on experience, and kind of understand how a news station works and like the behind the scenes and everything.
I think the News Update is just a great way to kind of get a leeway as to how news works and how it's produced. Obviously there's more to news than just sitting in a studio and delivering it, but this is a good entryway level of being introduced to what it's like to produce the news, and it's a great experience to build writing skills and to build on-camera presence skills as well. Teleprompter reading is really important for journalists, of course, so that's a plus there. And it also just gives me a shot to be creative with the news as well. Since it's only 3 to 4 minutes long, I get to pick and choose which clips, types of B-roll and footage that I use, and so that's been a fun way to experiment with what kind of journalist I want to be.
I guess what I enjoy most is just gaining that practice and kind of just adding your own touch to it, with your tone of voice and kind of just personalizing it a little bit.
When it comes to producing, I also have experience in producing other 3.5-minute segment shows such as The World Today, but The World Today was very world news heavy, and when you only choose to report on local news the way the News Update does, it really gives you a chance to get to know people on campus as well as people in the community of Whitewater. So I really value just getting to go out there, and whether it's field reporting or gathering B-roll or even just interviewing the chancellor when he's available. It's been really fruitful to just get those experiences under my belt so that when I enter the real world, I am not shocked when I have to interview somebody who's so official.
Hello and welcome back to Wake Up Whitewater. I'm joined here with Betsabe Ramos, who produces our News Update. Our News Update is hosted by Alexandra George, and she reports weekly on the latest breaking news during the academic year. The UWW-TV News Update publishes local news of the UW-Whitewater campus and community. Betsabe, welcome in today. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Alex. My name is Betsabe Ramos. I'm the producer of the News Update. I have been working at UWW-TV since my freshman year, and I've been producing the show since then.
Awesome. What made you want to produce the News Update?
Yeah, so it's a great entry-level show to start producing, and I actually started as the host. So I was lucky enough to get hired within my first semester on campus, and it was just a great opportunity to get introduced to news and how to be a journalist. I had some experience in high school, but it was mostly school announcements, and I got teleprompter reading experience based off of that. So coming into my freshman year here, I was used to reading a teleprompter, and I guess I did that good in my auditions that I just started hosting the News Update the following day. So it was definitely a blast to host at first and work on my hosting skills, and then eventually get behind the camera and start producing.
No, yeah, definitely super big for building skills. Tell me a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes of being the producer, like all the work that goes into it.
Sure, so we do script writing and then collecting B-roll and making sure you select the correct B-roll. Because as journalists, we're always told overshoot. And so sometimes there are certain shots that work and certain shots that don't. So definitely training my eye for that too has been really useful through the News Update, and that has helped me impact other projects of mine as well as just like my regular class assignments.
So what made you fall in love with news in general?
Yeah, so I took my first comm course my freshman year, and I fell in love with the fact that journalism isn't just one thing. It's not always just one person behind a desk delivering maybe sad or depressing news about the world. It can be you're reporting from New York about a new Broadway musical that just opened, or you're reporting from LA at a movie premiere. And so that's what inspired my second major, which is film studies, and my aspirations to become a film journalist. And so I really want to get into that field, and getting to know people and getting to know their stories has also been really fun and fruitful. I had an internship last summer with the city of Janesville where I got to do that a lot with their community members, and that really inspired me and helped me to connect more with people and work on my interviewing skills as well. So news is not only one selective area of the world, like truly news is such a great big umbrella of like topics that you can touch.
Of course, yeah, that's a very, very good take on that. Now tell me, why do you think people should watch the News Update?
Yeah, I mean, people need to stay involved, truly. Like, involvement is one of my favorite things to do ever, like anywhere I go, whether that's at work, at school, in the community. And so I'm a really firm believer in involvement, and part of that is just knowing what's going on around you. So the News Update is a great way for people on campus and off campus to know what's going on the UW-Whitewater campus, what's going on at the Rock County campus, and what's going on in the city of Whitewater.
So true. News is so very important, and thank you so much for joining me today. But that looks like that is all we have the time for today with you, Betsabe. But thank you again for coming into our studio, and we'll be right back with more on Wake Up Whitewater. But first, here is your weekend weather update.
What does it mean to be a war hawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a war hawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind and never quit.
Because
that's the war hawk way.
Welcome to the Whitewater Forensics team, where we ignite voices and foster connections. With 3 to 4 hours of practice weekly, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. From energizing warm-ups to passionate storytelling, we build confidence and creativity. Join our close-knit team, conquer public speaking fears, and advocate for your story. With over 100 awards annually, become part of a community where every voice matters.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
This is your UWW-TV community calendar. To post your event, contact UWW-TV via email uwwtv@uww.edu or by phone 262-472-1332.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC. You ready to rock?
You belong here.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Welcome to This Week in Wisconsin History. This week, we'll be covering Ada Deer, the local Menominee activist who became the first woman to head the U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs. On May 11, 1993, President Bill Clinton nominated Ada Deer, a well-respected UW educator and advocate for Indigenous nations' rights, to serve in the U.S. Department of the Interior as Assistant Secretary for Indian Affairs. Upon confirmation, Deer would officially be the first Native American woman in history to ever hold the position, overseeing both the nation's Bureau for Indian Affairs and Indian education. This feat, however, wouldn't be the first time Ada Deer made significant state and national history. Born in 1935 in Keshena, Wisconsin, Ada Deer grew up on reservation as a member of the Menominee Indian tribe. She was the first Menominee to achieve an undergraduate degree from UW-Madison and would later become the first Native American to earn a master's degree in social work from Columbia University. Federal policy forcing Native American assimilation into mainstream society by means of tribe termination was enacted in 1945, resulting in the Menominee Termination Act of 1954. This legislation stripped the Menominee Nation of their federal recognition and ended support for education and healthcare, while also abolishing their tribal government. In 1970, Deer left UW Law School to help organize and lead the movement to reverse the Termination Act and restore federally recognized tribal sovereignty to the Menominee tribe. The campaign was ultimately successful, and the Menominee Restoration Act was signed into law by President Richard Nixon on December 22, 1973. Deer then became the first woman to chair the Wisconsin Menominee tribe, and did so until 1976, while also serving as the head of the Menominee Restoration Committee. Ada's activism didn't stop there, however. She ran for Secretary of State twice, in 1978 and 1982, and was the first Native American woman in Wisconsin to run for Congress in 1992. Despite those losses, Deer's nomination and subsequent confirmation to Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs would only transpire 1 year later. Ada Deer set important policy for over 550 federally recognized tribes and extended that recognition to 12 more during her 4 years in office. As the head of the BIA, she also helped organize the Bureau to give more power to individual tribes and increase self-governance within them. Deer eventually returned to teaching at UW-Madison, created the first program to provide social work training on reservations, and later became director of the American Indian Studies program before her retirement. The nation's current Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs, Tara McLean Sweeney, a Native Alaskan, is the only other woman in history to hold the position after Ada. And that's what happened this week in Wisconsin history.
Hello and welcome to College Beat. I'm Brandon Bazinski, and today I'm joined with my special guest, John Fry, who is the Director of the Undergrad Research Program. John, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So my first question for you today is, why did you decide to become a research mentor?
So I enjoy working with students not only inside the classroom in regular classes, but also outside the classroom. I think it gives the students a good opportunity to dig a little deeper into their topic that they're going to school for and their major. And so I want to give those opportunities to students, and that's why I serve as a mentor for undergrad research program.
All right. So what made you want to take on the role of director then for the undergrad research program?
Yeah, so when the director position opened up, I've again been very active in undergrad research as far as mentorship to students, and I thought that would be a good fit to get my feet a little wet in administrative role. And so I took the opportunity, I applied for the position, and I was able to get that position. And so now I get to not only be a mentor to my students that I still continue to work with in undergrad research, but I get to kind of see what undergrad research is like all across campus, from the arts and education and business and the sciences that I'm in, and I get to kind of see that from a much broader view than just focusing on the mentees that I work with.
All right. So what kind of opportunities do students get by being a part of this program?
So there's a lot of opportunities for students and a lot of skills they can develop. Skills like being able to kind of independently work, because a lot of undergrad research, the student is working on their own, on their research, obviously with the guide of a mentor. They're also building, time management skills, They're developing just research skills in general. And these are things that employers look for when students apply for jobs or when a student applies to grad school. If they see those types of things that a student has been involved with undergrad research, that's going to set them a little bit above the competition that's out there in both the job market and potentially applying for grad school.
All right. So then how do students get involved in the undergrad research program then?
So there's multiple ways you can get involved for kind of beginning students, freshmen, sophomore, or students that are transferring in, maybe here for the first year on campus. We have a research apprenticeship program. This we help the student get teamed up with a research mentor from their department. So let's say they're an English major. We have some English professors that we know are kind of involved with research, so we can help match the student up with that faculty member. For the more senior level students, maybe sophomore, juniors, and seniors that have been here on campus, maybe they've met a faculty member they've had a class with that does research in an area they're interested in, they can approach that mentor to be, or approach that faculty member to be a mentor for a research project they have. And that's how a lot of my research projects that I've worked with students have kind of been developed is, a student will come up after class and ask a question about a topic we've been talking about, and I'd be like, that's a good research question. You should do an undergrad research project. And so that's kind of how I develop the groups that I work with and the students that I work with. And so, again, very beneficial for that student to take on that role. It helps in their employment as they kind of move on.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you again for coming on, John. I really appreciate you being here. So that is all we have for College Beat. I'm Brandon Baczynski for UWW-TV.
As an Army ROTC cadet at Whitewater, you have the opportunity to develop into a great leader while learning and applying the Army values to your everyday life. Within ROTC, you have the chance to travel overseas in the CULP program to train with other militaries, attend many elite Army schools such as Airborne and Combat Diver, and you have the opportunity to attend conferences and guest lectures by some of the Army's top-ranking officers. Our Warhawk cadets participate in many extracurricular activities, Division III sports, Greek life, intramural sports, among many other team building and community service events. Being a cadet at Whitewater is more than just being part of the Army. It's also about being active members in our community and coming together to form a family atmosphere. Anyone who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves while developing themselves professionally should consider UW-Whitewater ROTC. To sign up for UW-Whitewater ROTC, go to the 4th floor of McCutcheon Hall to room 417.
Welcome to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
We can see it. His relentless determination. A fiery tenacity that can't be taught. We see that what he's passionate about today will steer him toward what he studies tomorrow and ultimately fuel his future career. And all he needs now is to find the right college. Welcome to the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk.
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
The Royal Purple, the best place for all the latest news around the community and campus of UW-Whitewater. Here you'll find all different types of weekly news stories, including sports, arts and rec, biz and tech, and even fun and interesting things like trendsetter columns and the tweet of the week. The Royal Purple has a full staff to handle all of your advertising and article needs. Ad managers and sales representatives can help you get your ad in seasonal print issues online at royalpurplenews.com and out on our social media platforms. Editors and journalists would love to write features about your organization and follow-ups about your important events. For more information on student employment opportunities, advertisement services, or anything news, contact the Royal Purple over at R.P@uww.edu or give us a call at 262-472-5100. Stop by our office and say hi on campus in McCutcheon Hall, room 113. For all of your local campus community news, check out the Royal Purple here at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Here at UW-Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on! That's it anyways. Oh, she got that off, and they're gonna count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
I'm Chase Keller, and this is your UWW-TV Sports Update. The number 4 ranked UW-Whitewater baseball team clinched their 3rd consecutive WIAC regular season title this weekend, sweeping UW-River Falls. The Warhawks shut out the Falcons in 2 of the 4 games and outscored them 29-4 overall. The sweep has pushed the Warhawks' winning streak to 30 games, and they remain undefeated in conference play with 5 WIAC games to go. They play a makeup game against UW-Eau Claire on Wednesday and host UW-Stout for a 4-game series this Friday and Saturday. All 4 Stout games will be broadcast live on UWW-TV. Women's tennis competed in the WIAC Championship on Thursday and Saturday, defeating UW-Stevens Point 4-0 before falling to UW-La Crosse in the championship 4-3. The loss snapped the Warhawk streak of 17 straight conference championship wins. Men's tennis took down number 30 ranked Kalamazoo College 4-3 on Sunday, a game that was tied going into the final match before Gavin Kelleher won the singles number 4. The team competes in the conference championship this weekend, hosting the College of New Jersey this Saturday at 1 in the afternoon. And we'll have more sports on UWW-TV right after this.
Welcome to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
The softball team went 4-4 this past week, hosting 4 doubleheaders in a 6-day span. They kicked off the week with 4 losses, being swept by UW-Oshkosh and UW-Stout, but recovered by sweeping Elmhurst University and UW-River Falls. The team returns to the road this week, closing out the regular season with a doubleheader at UW-Platteville on Wednesday and a doubleheader at UW-Eau Claire on Saturday. The Warhawks are tied for 4th in the conference heading into the final stretch. Both track and field teams hosted the Drake Alternative on Saturday, their last regular season outdoor meet. The men's team set a multitude of personal bests, including current national qualifiers Sam Vargas and Javon Anderson, while the sprinters shined on the women's side, with reigning All-Americans Cece Stennett, Kelly Huerta, and Danielle Pushka improving on their 200-meter times. The programs head to La Crosse this Friday and Saturday to compete in the WIAC Outdoor Championship. Finally, women's golf closes their season with a match play duel against Carthage College on Friday. This is only the second time these teams have played against each other in dual fashion. For more sports news and other updates, tune in to UWW-TV.org. I'm Chase Keller, and this has been your sports update on UWW-TV.
UWW-TV.